What is up, guys? Welcome to Game Week 30, the podcast. We've got Rushant, who is up from probably he's on a high right now from his recent game week. Jose Mourinho did save him in the end. Not that he wasn't doing too shabby before, but he was pretty doing good. He was doing pretty good, and Jose Mourinho made it even better. Walk me through it, Rushant.
Yeah, hi guys. As we discussed last week, I used my free hit this week. Again, only 4 games.
Yeah.
We spoke about it last week as well. It was really hard to pick up my final 11. Kept changing my team throughout the week. Changing my captains throughout the week. Brought in 3 Arsenal players, then got rid of all Arsenal players. And eventually, I went with the team, which
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking. Yeah, you Bamford captain, Kane, Antonio. I guess everyone apart from Aubameyang in your attack delivered.
Yeah, pretty much. So went with Sanchez in the back.
Yeah.
Again, I spoke about the Brighton defense. I wasn't going to go with the triple Brighton defense, which would have kind of paid off. But end of the day, I went with Dunk and Sanchez in the back, which was good. So I got my 6-pointer there. Leeds. So yeah, I guess coming back to my captaincy, I was going to play the triple Leeds somehow. If Bamford wasn't playing, I was going to probably captain Rafinha. Took a punt on Bamford playing. He ended up playing and delivered a goal, and an assist. So got off my first game of the week after a really good start, even though I got injured. So got my captain's bonus on him. Dallas didn't do much, wasn't too upset by it.
Yeah.
And then following game, I saw Brighton thrash Newcastle 3-0. But the sad part was I had Trossard, who scored 14 points as my first sub. So I was complaining to you on the night before. I was like, "Oh my god," because I had Trossard starting.
Yeah.
I swapped him over to Lingard an hour before the game week started. So I was fuming. I was like, "Come on!" Look at the players. I'm like, "No way anyone's gonna not play." You had the likes of Bale, Aubameyang. So I'm like, "Yep, there we go." I lost 14 points at the bench, and then I woke up in the morning watching the Spurs game, and I was like, "Where's Gareth Bale? Why hasn't he played yet?" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you." And I actually was watching the game live, and I saw they made their first sub.
Yeah.
And then when Kane scored the second goal, I'm like, okay, this is good because Spurs have scored 2-0 now.
Yeah.
There's no need for Bale to come in.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I saw Bergwijn coming in. I was like, Lascelles. So I'm like, yes, this is good. And so that saved me eventually and ended up getting 87 points, which is happy days.
Which is huge green arrow. Took you on top of the current your work league as well. So you've gone first there. So that's pretty good. My team, not as great as yours in terms of points, but I still got a green arrow. Unfortunately, I did have 8 players playing. So 8? Yeah, technically 8 because Crespo ended up getting me nothing. So I ended up having 8 players generally playing. I captained Lingard. I mentioned Lingard last game. Maybe he's a good option. I bought him in, captained him. Kane delivered, Bamford delivered, Watkins didn't deliver at all, Dallas didn't deliver, Martinez didn't deliver. So I had a couple players who managed to get the points. I think I should have bought in Veltman. I suggested Veltman, didn't bring in Veltman. I think could have bought him in instead of Cresswell. But I bought in Cresswell with the view that he will be playing for the upcoming game week as well, game week 30. Because they're playing Wolves. And Cresswell was a decent purchase, I think, throughout.
Yeah, I think so. I think, and I didn't when you look at the West Ham Arsenal game, no one really expected 3-0.
Yeah, exactly. They started 3-3, and I was like, yes, perfect. And I was set for Lingard 3 bonus points as well. And then, like I said, ended up scoring 2.
I think that no one could have predicted that scoreline. 3-3 with Aubameyang. With Arsenal and West Bank. But I was really surprised by our captain as well. I was looking at the lineups. I'm like, whoa, Captain Lingard against Arsenal. That's a bit odd. I actually wasn't too upset. I'm like, I had Lingard in my starting lineup, even though you were kind of close behind me as well on my league.
Trossard decided.
Yeah, and then Trossard, I'm like, okay, thank you. I think you had a pretty good week regardless.
I did. I got some green arrows. I moved up in the ranks as well. Now 245 ranked, 245,000. You've managed to move into that coveted top 100k.
Yeah,
right
first
now.
time. I think the first
Yeah,
time up top that this whole season.
yeah. Now the question is whether you can hold it there.
I will see
Let's
him
see.
next.
Yeah. So then, having said that, let's move on to game week 30. So the upcoming game week 30, we have first fixture is Chelsea versus West Brom. Chelsea defense against a West Brom defense that probably can't keep goals at the moment out. Chelsea's defense, they managed to keep clean sheets in nearly every game, I think, under Tuchel.
Yeah.
So they seem very defensively solid.
Yeah, they finally found their stride, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
after Lampard and all the whole drama. It started off really badly.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still not settled with their attack. There's no
Mm-hmm.
real set option on who's going to be the goal scorer every week.
Yep.
But yeah, the defense has been great. Like, there's so many good options in defense, especially against West Brom. You have the
Mm-hmm.
likes of Aspilicueta, who's now captain and playing really well.
Yep.
Mendy's solidified himself as the first
Yeah.
choice goalkeeper. And they have good defenders, cheap defenders in so many different places.
And I believe because you played a free hit, which means your original team will be coming back. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at your original team, and you had Rudiger.
Yep.
Yep. So I
I've
think
been
he'll
for a
be
while.
there.
Yeah, he there's only I think one game he didn't play,
Yeah, probable rest maybe.
but I think he's been playing 90 minutes throughout.
Yeah.
So he's hasn't been a bad option. I think you got Christensen as well, who plays at the back three.
Mm-hmm.
Reece James is back from injury. You got Chilwell and Alonso who swap around left back. And
Yeah. I mean, for 4.7 for Rudiger, it's not a bad price.
no, he's definitely
Uh,
good.
especially if he's going to be rotated the odd game, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than a 6 million defender just there and he gets rotated. Then it's a bit more frustrating, like what Pep Roulette does right now.
Yeah.
And Pep Roulette, I see you have 3 City players. You had a double defense before, I believe, and
At
then
some point, I had Cancelo and Stones. Yeah.
Mhm. And now you have Stones, Gundogan, De Bruyne. Are you going to keep all 3 or with the upcoming
Interestingly,
blank?
interestingly, I mean, so I'm still like,
Yeah, back. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, interestingly, I think looking at the fixtures, you obviously City have the game week 33, the blank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in finding out more about what's going to happen in game week 32.
Mm-hmm.
I think the understanding is that the games are going to be moved to a midweek, in which case the 32 game week will still happen.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario that the games get pushed back, then me being stuck with 3 City players. That was my like kind of fear.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be stuck with 3 City players and
Yeah.
my 2 Spurs players when I
Yeah.
entered game week 33. So I'll probably be looking to get rid of one of my City players potentially over the coming weeks. I haven't decided who. Could be Stones, could be De Bruyne, could be Gundogan, but
Yeah. I've got rid of my 3 City players. All 3 gone. In the previous game week. That's why. So I bought in Lingard for Gundogan. I bought in Cresswell for Cancelo and Dunk for Stones. Now, will there be a differential? It could be a differential going without a City player, but it's also a very high risk, I think.
yeah.
But then the reason I got rid of them was because of Pep Roulette. Because now they're still in the Champions League. They'll probably want to focus on that because the league is almost wrapped up for them. And the players I had was Stones, Cancelo. Both are very often prone to rotation. Gundogan not as much, but that's a stacked midfield, and City have any options that they can bring in. I think if a safe route for City players would be Ederson and Diaz are the top 2, I would say.
Probably,
De Bruyne also is prone to rotation, as we've seen recently.
Yeah. I just think that, especially other rationales, it's a very fair point. Like Diaz and Edison, De Bruyne. I think they're playing Leicester next, which is going to be a harder game. They'll probably go their full.
Yeah, that's another reason because I had double City defense, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing Leicester, and Leicester are on form in scoring goals. So I was like, if Leicester score even 1 goal, there goes my clean sheet.
Exactly.
And after that, they're playing, I believe, Leeds.
Leeds, but I think that's a few days before Champions League, I believe.
Yeah, so then there's a chance for rotation, and Champions League is against Dortmund, and that's
Yeah,
a
they have a
massive game.
very hard. They have a very hard route.
Yeah.
Pep wants to win Champions League, but
Yeah.
it'd be impossible.
So the whole team could probably get rotated against Leeds if
Yeah,
needed.
that's
Um,
yeah.
so looking back at it now, I'm okay with going without a City player because
Yeah.
looking at the upcoming Game Week 30, um, there's a lot of how would I say it? Good value signings in terms of Jota. They have who else? Arsenal. You mentioned Saka could be a possibility.
Rafinha as well for Leeds if you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. Rafinha, Lingard. Who else? Good value
Yeah,
players.
I think like now, like it's good in a way that it's a bit opened up. You don't need like the high value targets like Salah.
Yeah,
They haven't been delivering. Mane hasn't been delivering for the price point. Aubameyang hasn't been
yeah,
delivering. Son's injured. Bale's
yeah,
now. What's happening with Bale?
yeah,
No one knows. And obviously, you have hard fixtures for Fernandez. You got hard fixtures for De Bruyne and potentially game. So it opens up a lot of possibilities in the midweek. I think is great because when the season started, I think for the first half of the season, you needed to have that list of players I mentioned right now.
yeah, yeah,
Any combination of those
yeah,
five
yeah,
every week. If not, you're behind. Like
yeah, exactly.
everyone needed to do that because you just get they were all scoring at some point and you just get left behind. So
Yeah,
now, apart from Kane, I don't see any player that's a lock
a premium.
for the
I think I guess Fernandez is the next one I will have.
probably.
But in terms of premium, I think there's Kane and Fernandez are probably the two players. Like if you like I guess Liverpool's fixtures are turning for the better, and their Champions League fixture isn't too hard as well at the moment.
Yeah.
I think they're on the easier bracket. So them and Chelsea are on the easier bracket. I know Chelsea are playing Porto.
Yeah, they have
Uh,
the easiest. I think Liverpool playing Madrid play
oh
everyone.
yes, okay, that's probably not as easy. Chelsea probably the much more easier one, so I don't mind getting a couple Chelsea players in.
Yeah,
So that's why I think Chelsea's upcoming fixtures are pretty good as well, in terms of defensive ability to keep clean sheets, but also in terms of their opponents they're facing aren't really great defensive players.
yeah,
So like, who are the? Let me just get their fixtures up. Chelsea's. So Chelsea will be playing West Brom, Crystal Palace. Uh, at the moment, Game Week 32 is blank, but it could be Brighton.
right. Yeah.
Brighton's a bit of a difference in defense. They're a bit more stronger.
Mm.
But the West Brom Crystal Palace, those two games, I think
Yeah.
are really like goals.
Yeah. And after you saw what like West Ham against Arsenal, no one
Yeah,
expected them to come back. You never know,
yeah,
like
this is true.
just they on their day. How do you let 3-0 up slip
Exactly,
so
and then get
badly?
scored. Yeah, so then West Ham also you could get some goals.
Yeah.
So like, who would you look for like attacking?
Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of attacking, everyone's obviously Mount's probably being the favorite option for value, in terms of $7 million.
Yeah.
He's the only one who's kind of like playing every game. I know they have like Ziyech and
Yeah.
Havertz playing on and off in the midfield.
Tuchel recently said that Havertz could be playing at a number 9.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. I
Yeah.
think the game which Mount didn't start, he played. I think he scored as well, right?
Yes. So
Yeah,
if he's going to be playing in that number 9 out of position, I don't
yeah,
mind taking a punt on him. He's only 8.2.
100%. I think he'd be a good option in midfield because
Yeah.
he's been playing really well. And yeah, as you said, like Chelsea need to find ways of scoring. That's the issue right now. Is
Yeah.
that they don't have that lock scorer, so they need
Yeah.
to be a bit more creative in their attack. Which I think Havertz is probably their answer.
So yeah, I don't mind looking at him, but defense is very solid. Rudiger, Aspilicueta seems to be the one who's like
Yep.
locked in, but he's a very expensive defender at 5.8.
Yeah, yeah.
Mendy, goalkeeper maybe if you want to switch Martinez to Mendy.
Definitely. I think Aston Villa have some hard fixtures coming up as well. So I think he is one I was looking at as well. If after the game week 33,
they switch.
Villa goes into a bit of a downturn in terms of fixtures.
You probably, even in 31, you don't want to, right? It's Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. And Liverpool, as you said, they've been in a bit of a slump recently, but their fixtures are calling for managers to bring in more Liverpool players.
Exactly. And Liverpool are playing Arsenal for this week, but like that could be goals. And I'm looking at Diogo Jota for the long run as well.
Yep.
Maybe I don't know if I'll bring him into Arsenal, but he scored one for Liverpool, and
Yep.
he scored two for Portugal recently.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not like he's a player I'm strongly looking at to bring in this week as well.
Mhm.
Uh, one thing, he's already gone up in price. He's at
Yeah,
6.1.
he has.
And if you remember, how much you remember from before, when he was in a bit of form before his injury,
Yeah,
value creeped up to about 7 or
yeah,
7.1
yeah,
very quickly.
yeah.
And then only because of his injury, he went
He's
back
gone
down.
down. Yeah, so he's
So,
still a steal at the current price.
he's a very good steal. And the way Salah is playing, you'd rather pay half the price
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
player who's actually
Because
scoring.
yeah, and Salah is only like guaranteed for pence probably. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Although I still wouldn't like bet against Salah, but because we know what he's capable of.
100%.
But for the value, I think Jota is a really good option into that attacking threat of Liverpool.
I think Salah is not a bad option right now, in the sense that if you do want a differential, because a lot of people have sold him,
Yeah,
which means his ownership has gone down slightly,
yeah,
but it's going to be a matter of one game for Salah. Say he scores a goal against Arsenal, he'll be the most transferred in player the following week.
yep.
He's that good of a player, and
Mhm.
that much his fixtures are that easy that it's just going to be one magical week, and everyone will be like, oh, let's bring
Yeah,
him.
exactly true. Um, then the other fixture is Leeds are playing Sheffield. Um, if Bamford and Rafinha are up for it, I don't mind playing triple Leeds in this game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have. I use my free hit chip, so I don't
Yeah,
have Rafinha. But people who transferred in Rafinha for the triple game week will
yeah,
definitely keep him in for this
yeah.
week. There's no reason to get rid of him. And yeah, just go ahead. Like, Leeds did pretty well last game. Go ahead again with the triple Leeds. I don't see
Mhm.
anything wrong with that.
Yeah. And what else are the Spurs, Newcastle? I think this is where a lot of people's captains are also going to be on. Probably.
Yeah,
Harry Kane.
yeah. It's like one of those, like, it's right there, right? It's like in your face. It's just
Yeah,
telling you Captain Kane.
yeah,
So it can go wrong or
I
it can
know.
go really well.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like, everyone's gonna end up with just a 2, which becomes a 4,
Yeah,
or it's one of those games. I think
it also depends on how Mourinho approaches it.
that's the problem. Like, again, like we talked about before as well, Spurs, the way they play, I wouldn't call it consistent enough to
Mm,
be delivering high volume of goals. Yeah, they win. They might win a 1-0, but then is that going to warrant you captain Kane for a
exactly.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, Spurs are now out of the Europa League, which
Yeah.
means they have to focus on the league to try
Yeah.
and get into that top four if they want Champions League football next season.
I think Spurs will go hard. So
Yeah,
there's, as I said, like, yeah, we're talking about captaincy choices right now. I think captaining Kane is not a bad option at all.
yeah,
In fact, I think he'd probably be the most captained
probably. Yeah,
player this week.
yeah. Against a Newcastle defense that can't defend.
Against Newcastle defense that can't defend, and also potentially Son might return. I don't know about his
Yes,
injury status.
that's the thing. So like, I think if you have Son, or even if you have Bale,
Yeah,
surely you keep him just for this 1 week,
yeah, I think so.
just
I
to
think
see.
you're not gonna, even though he didn't play last week,
Yeah,
hopefully he's off the golf course now.
probably. Who knows?
Yeah, I see again no reason why you wouldn't be starting all your Spurs players.
Yeah, yeah, true. That's what. So probably keep on to your Spurs players, start them. I mean, what's the worst case? Bale doesn't play, your first sub comes on. Uh,
Probably a
and
Lingard or someone.
yeah, exactly. Uh, Man United are playing Brighton. Probably going to be a low-scoring game. Um,
Yeah,
although United's defense has improved, even though the players, if you think of it, aren't really great. But I think Luke Shaw seems to be doing really well. He got an assist, I believe, for England as well.
we did.
Uh, so he is on hot form.
Yeah,
And I know United fixtures are for the upcoming set is like a bit on and off, but the defense is still pretty good. Even against the top teams, they managed to keep it very low.
yeah. Well, I mean, we did beat City recently,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
happy days.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about United defense. You look at the individual names like Harry Maguire,
yeah,
and straight away, closing your eyes and be like, no way, like, no
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Luke Shaw's been great. In fact, I think he's been the best left like fullback
In the
in
league,
the league.
probably. Yeah,
Um, undoubtedly, I think he's just been very consistent, and yeah, for England as well, had an assist. So he will be someone I would potentially be bringing in.
Yeah,
Hopefully, looking to over the next few weeks
yeah,
for
that's true.
this
And
game week. Even though you're playing Brighton,
mm,
Brighton's sort of off a fresh 3-0 victory.
mm,
I still think United will come on top.
yeah,
And break the shackles.
yeah.
Brighton defense.
Then that's what. So I'll probably, if you want to get Shaw, is another player to look at. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know if any other United players I'll probably be looking at. I know most people will have Bruno Fernandes, but
Yeah.
apart from that, I don't know where the goals are going to come. Like,
No.
and I don't know whether they're going to even start. Like Cavani could start, Greenwood could start,
Yeah.
Martial could start, but there's no certain player in the attack.
No. I think it's similar to sort of in, to be honest, because of
Yeah,
the percentage ownership.
yeah,
You might find the occasional Rashfords, but I highly doubt people are going to be bringing in Rashford just for this
yeah,
game.
exactly. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not that good of a fixture for people to bring in attackers.
And then the final game week, or final game I'm thinking that probably you could target is Everton versus Crystal Palace. Calvert-Lewin,
Yeah, Everton's like. So I
Richarlison.
had Calvert Lewin
Yeah,
during the doubles. I
yeah,
had
and
him,
he didn't do anything.
he did nothing,
Yeah,
and Charleston scored, and
yeah,
Sigurdsson scored, and I dropped him, and he scored last week as
yeah,
usual. But yeah, I mean, Everton is in contention. They're still in. What are they coming down the table? Like top 8, definitely.
yeah, around there. So
Yeah,
they could probably. They're also one of those teams that are fighting for that top 4.
yeah. So I think they've got the team. They don't have many injuries.
Yeah,
They have a deep team. Like they got like a lot of players to rotate
yeah,
and
yeah.
play around, but you still have your stock standard DCL playing every game,
Hmm.
Sigurdsson playing a lot of minutes, and Richarlison as well. So yeah, Everton's not a bad, and I think their fixtures aren't that bad either going forward.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. It's all right, but like I guess eventually you might want to get rid of them after game week 32 or game week
Yeah,
31. To be honest,
yeah.
they
I mean,
have Spurs,
Arsenal, Villa.
Villa, West Ham.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust any Everton defenders.
yeah,
There hasn't been anyone that's shown a lot of promise after. Yeah, I mean, you got Digne. He's been traditionally been a
yeah,
very popular pick for defense, but
yeah. I mean, I've had him for a long time, but
yeah,
I haven't been satisfied with the value in
no,
terms of like how much it costs compared to how much his points he's bringing in. It
yeah,
hasn't been great. Yeah, and then let's end this video with captaincy options. Who are we looking at? We spoke about Kane, probably
yeah.
going to be the most captained. But apart from Kane, who else would you target?
Yeah, I mean, if it's up for me, like I mean, you got Kane automatically a lock in for
Yeah,
most.
yeah,
If Son plays, he could be a differential Spurs option against the Newcastle defense.
yeah,
Bamford, I would recommend as well in terms of against Sheffield United if
yes.
he's fit and healthy. Um, if you want to go really crazy, you can even captain a Chelsea defender. I mean,
I mean, yeah, it could be.
it's just a differential option,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
You've
yeah,
got so many options. Azpilicueta, if you have him, is someone to consider. I
yeah,
wouldn't recommend. I'm not usually a big fan of captaining defenders, but West Brom have been pretty bad so far.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind captain. Like, if you want to go full differential, like Rudiger, maybe if he gets like a set piece, if they score from a corner.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think still I'll probably be on Kane with my vice captain. Maybe might be on a Leeds player. We'll
Yeah.
see. Rafinha is also another good option because I think a lot of creativity happens through him for Leeds. Yeah, those are my captain options. Now probably end this video. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm close to 1,000 subscribers on the main channel. If I created a second channel as well. So if you're watching this on that, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.